what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it. Let's just call this then. This is a bit of an appreciation, a Brad Davis appreciation segment. As the offensive line, there has been, I've said it plenty of times, but I stand by it. In the Brian Kelly era of LSU football, there has been no greater come up, no greater transformation than what you are seeing and what you have seen with the offensive line. And it's not to say you didn't have great lines at the time in the past, because you did. I mean, obviously, like everything else of the 2019 team, go look at that line. A lot of those guys still playing in the NFL, playing well. Yeah. But there's a consistency here that you have never achieved before. And really, it started with getting Will Campbell and Emory Jones to be these stalwart freshman tackles, and that gives you so much runway to work with. But now you got the 5-star Weston Davis coming in. You got Cohen Eccles, a great 4-star, one of the top interior offensive linemen in the entire country, coming in. Ethan Callaway, another 4-star. We talked yesterday about 2025. You're in on the top interior offensive lineman in the entire country. It's just name after name, and it's quality play as well, because Brad Davis is not just a recruiter. He knows technique. He knows how to motivate. He knows how to get the most out of these guys. There's a reason why they were Joe Moore Award finalists. I think they were actually maybe the best offensive line in the entire country last year. I'm biased. But the best part is, Jake, and if you look at Brian Kelly's time at Notre Dame, he did this there as well. So I don't see this stopping anytime soon. I think during this Kelly contract, one thing we'll look back on and say, man, that was an O-line golden age.
Remember, as soon as he takes this job, one of the things that we harped on for like multiple weeks was him saying we were going to build this team through the offensive line and up front. Like, that was a point of emphasis. We're going to attack that. That's got to get better. It's not where it needs to be, and that's going to be our main focus. And so they told you, I mean, when they first got here, that's what they wanted to do, and they've certainly done that, and probably then some.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I mean, they were, at minimum, they were a top 3 offensive line in the country last year. You can have a guy like Lance Hurd leave and not really feel like you're going to be highly affected by
that.
It.
Is crazy. That is actually crazy.
He's a good player, going to be a great player probably at Tennessee. This isn't a slight at him. This just tells you kind of the strength and the depth that you have on the offensive front, and the fact that you're bringing in another 5-star player in this class to kind of replace what he was going to give you as a swing tackle this year. That's what they've built up. And so now, and Brian Kelly said this when we were down there for the Senior Bowl, he's like, now we're going to shift the focus to building the defensive front. Like, they feel like they have done the job that they set out to do with the offensive line. They're going to continue to try to do that.
Yeah, obviously. Well, once you get, it's like it's got momentum. Once you get a little inertia, these things can start to kind of build on themselves. So now they just got to, like you said, focus. They got to crank up that D-line engine now.
They do.
Crank that diesel.
Yeah, I mean, he was highly focused on that offensive front. And, again, the job that they've done, Brad Davis has done, like, you feel like, okay, we've put this in place. So we don't forget about that, but we've put it in place, and now that just continues on the same level that it's been on with Brad Davis in charge of that. So now bringing in a new defensive staff for Brian Kelly, it's like, hey, Peoples and Brad Davis, Bo Davis, we got to go out there. We have to do this on the defensive front. That's why you go pay a Bo Davis to come in.
Yes, that's what I was say. That's a great point that you're making there, because it would be hard, even if you committed to it. It would be hard to find the levels of success with the D-line that you've had with the offensive line, because you didn't have your guy. Like, Brad Davis has been your guy since day one. There's a reason why he survived the transition. And Kelly didn't get all those decisions right? I mean, obviously, how they played Raymond, kind of slow playing him, like, that was wrong. And credit to him. They made their mistake. Raymond's now back in the fold. But now they have, unquestionably, their guy on the defensive front. So now is the time where you can be like, okay, let's invest, which they did, obviously. Let's invest and let's go see how good. And bro, if you bring this defensive line to the point where you brought this offensive line, you will be a top 5 team in the country every single year.
Yep.
Like, that will feel like a true return to the Saban era, because that's how Saban's era separated both at LSU and Alabama. So it's a big if. I don't know if you'll be able to, but if you can, the rewards could be potentially massive. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.